So but just by holding Bitcoin in self-custody against the existing system, you can achieve a 40 to 45% IRR. So where would you invest? I certainly wouldn't invest anything under. So that's the risk-free rate of the world. And you don't have to even operate in it. You just have to hold it. And you're part of the entire free market doing work for you inside a network that is creating abundance. And just by owning it, you're part of that network. So now, how would you increase that? So that in other words, that is the risk-free rate of the world, because you can hold it in self-custody. And I want to qualify that. That's a risk-free rate of the world, assuming Bitcoin stays decentralized and secure. Right? So if it stays decentralized and secure, it is not maybe, it is the risk-free rate of the world. And so you should do all of the work. Will it stay decentralized and secure? How do I make sure? How am I part of that? But let's just say, I believe it stays decentralized and secure, and it's impossible to break. And I believe that because I've done so much work to try to break it, that I've moved my time into supporting it and understanding that risk. But that's the risk-free rate of return. Now, so what do we do at Ego Capital? We take fiat money from LPs. We know what we have to beat, the bar, and we would never make an investment that we didn't think we could beat that risk-free rate of return, because you're taking risk in a venture capital company. You're taking a bunch of risk. You're taking risk on us. Can we beat that return? You're taking risk on I'm putting this money into into something that can create the future. So where would we make higher return than that? We could only make higher return than that on companies that were accelerating the Bitcoin adoption and using their balance sheets and accruing more Bitcoin as a result of providing value in the free market. And so what do we see in in a bunch of the companies that we funded? Instead of going in the previous world where VCs go seed, series A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and they're still not profitable, and they go public, and essentially what they're saying is, this dog's never going to hunt, right? I need to sell my interest to the next VC, the next billions of dollars that keeps on getting vaporized, and underneath that, trillions of dollars being printed to keep that system going. What we see is something totally different. What we see is a lot of times our seed investments turn into profits in Bitcoin, or Series A turn into profitable Bitcoin companies. And they're growing so fast, and they're adding Bitcoin to the balance sheets, they don't need us anymore. They don't need Series B, C, D, E, F, G, because their profits are denominated. So they're accruing more Bitcoin on their balance sheets by expanding a different paradigm. Where would that value be unlocked? That value would be unlocked by all the problems created in the existing paradigm, right? The problems that everybody's yelling at. Bitcoin's not private. This is I can't use it as a currency. Those are problems would be entrepreneurs' dream to be able to go solve by building different layers and add it under. So the last thing I do is complain about the existing system. I can't do anything about it. I can do something about accelerating the ecosystem that I want to live in, or the protocol I want to live in, and we get paid extraordinarily well by providing value in the free market.